the detailing, those who are taking the cut, Cosmos for, Talu for, GMPC, Ministry of Energy, NAPO is in charge of this and he knows where the money is going. I am not going to come sit here and speak like a madman to say Frank Davis. I will speak with my facts and evidence, and he has every right to challenge my facts. NAPO has created a contract worth over $450 million illegally, and he's using some private entities to front it. And then he's coming out to tell you people, say the Ministry of Energy has no involvement with upstream dealings. He's lying. I'll prove to you why NAPO is a thief. It won't catch NAPO say it has not ended. I feel I'm being a tough. Or you or you crown for stop the dollar from free falling or going down so steep. We are not able to put any mechanism in place to even slow down the depreciation of the cedi. So what is happening is that every single day the cedi keeps going down. It keeps going down because one, it is when you do business and make a revenue or make for dollars, that is when your cedi will also start doing or picking up. Now this is a situation whereby we keep putting money out. We are not being able to put any measures in place to stop the steep fall of the cedi. It is what Obika will say, and recently I heard John Mahama say there should be an immediate policy or strategy to stop the sharp decline of the cedi or the sharp depreciation of the cedi. And as we speak today, the person who is still in government, who is part of the government, who is the head of the economic management team, the person who says he knows economics and that's why he came into politics, till date, he has not given us practical solutions to the problems we are going through today. And I'm talking about Bawumia. At this point, Mahamudu Bawumia is not supposed to speak about anything. He's not supposed to talk about anything. He's not supposed to create anything. The only job for Bawumia is one: stop the cedi from depreciating. That's all. Right in Ghana, there's doom so. People's company are folding up. And you see, over the weekend, Mahamako event, Bawumia, so I think he was on Zoom, fooling himself. And I want to say this to the respective CEOs who were at this event. In fact, Bawumia also made another statement at that event, and this is what he said. Or say, we have built more railways, more airports, more public libraries, more classrooms, more hospitals, and built more courts than any other government in the Fourth Republic. You see, these are the things sometimes we let politicians get away with. So I got in our Shamia. Mahamudu Bawumia, railway sen wa building, Bawumia hospital sen wa building, Bawumia air classroom sen wa building. You see, they make this vague statement and we foolishly allow these people to work. Mahamudu Bawumia himself, Omwankasa tracker now almost the tracker area project, he has refused to speak on the tracker because the tracker itself is tracking them.
Whenever I say my PENDREAM TV there, I see them yopo.
You were for a PENDREAM TV in Pacho. When you say the news not off from an eddy bro. News ya ubabeti in Pacho. So what when watching Trebia and also what in Trefa news be I present your platform where you saw for your voice note not for sending it. I was 0277 128 777. The debate 2 PENDREAM FM so Magana for Ninati Onka. Yanko T and a story eddy bro.
NAPO. Over the weekend, Metese Energy Ministry released a statement. It was directed at me. I'm not going to do this story today, but I want to send the message to NAPO. Last week, the story be about Energy Ministry, GMPC, Cosmos, Talu, illegal contract be a Koswa. Even the company that is being given the contract, they don't have any experience to be doing that. That company in the Crampo, they didn't come on contract, Momo default or to mine. Am I a done on edits our contract and I then asa be momo. Last week we buy Mekacham say NAPO was going to make something between $100 to $150 million. The Ministry of Energy releases story ting. And in NAPO's response, they are trading 90% in Kwasiasem. And he's right, it's OB NDC and the ban contract. I don't care. I want to send this message to NAPO. Now I want Ghanaians to know something. I had the Ministry of Energy. They know about this contract. The contract is worth over $405 million, $450 million. Tell me, Me buy my say $204 million. That was excluding the fuel involved. Now, I am going to come this week. Now, Mama NAPO, I am coming to school NAPO on Sunday. I am going to let Ghanaians know that NAPO is a thief. In my response to NAPO on Sunday, God willing this Sunday, I'm also going to come give NAPO response. All the people involved in this matter, I'll put their faces on the screen. And the detailing, those who are taking the cut, Cosmos for, Talu for, GMPC, Ministry of Energy, NAPO is in charge of this and he knows where the money is going. I am not going to come sit here and speak like a madman to say Frank Davis. I will speak with my facts and evidence. And he has every right to challenge my facts. NAPO has created a contract worth over $450 million illegally. And he's using some private entities to front it. And then he's coming out to tell you people, say, the Ministry of Energy has no involvement with upstream dealings. He's lying. I'll prove to you why NAPO is a thief. It won't catch NAPO say it has not ended. I feel I'm be in the two. Or you or you crom four. And I've heard say John Abu Jinapa wants to go to Talo and GMPC. I'm fine with that. But I will come on Sunday to let you people know, say, NAPO is a candidate for jail. And I'm not going to speak on this matter that much. I have a few questions, sir. Met me ebusa NAPO anajuwe, but I'm not going to do it. But I'm going to ask NAPO. There are a few people. He needs to call them and ask them. Say, na mono ediana moye. There have been a lot of people trying to contact me to take some names out. Nobody's name is going to go out of this deal. Obia or ye involved. Obia or your part, Obia Dinyabebo, from Bumpty to the last person. Nobody's name is going to be kicked out. NAPO is a criminal. In Timon Fan message when some command say, Kevin Taylor say, I have received your message. And the response you gave, you were digging and fooling around without going straight to the issues. I am going to school you better. I am going to let Ghanaians know, say, oh, you are bad news. You are a thief. You want about 200 million to go give to Bawumia to make you running mates. I will stop it. And if he goes ahead to make you running mate, at the end of the day, you will face the trial. It's a message I am sending to NAPO. I've heard you. I've seen your response. It didn't have any intelligent answer in it. I'm going to come back again Sunday evening. Coming Sunday, I'll try to be on TV 7 p.m. Ghana time. Sunday evening. I will come and break it down for Ghana for Nina to see the crime you are committing. Itinapo, my message to you, Enono. Now, and the Bank of Ghana at the story be about Bontine, quick, nay, Ababe, and the Godfrey Dame Asamono, very important. Stop displaying Forex rate in front of premises on social media. Bank of Ghana warns. Inti the Bank of Ghana Babontine at the warning about Bontine. Warning in answer. Say Forex bureaus na ewo Ghana no. Almost sika no. Bank of Ghana warning say mema obia and display sika no send your moton any omoto ewo social media. Inti obi wo Forex bureau ewo Ghana yasesa sika wo ha. Or say, sa board now what church was seeking in our rate was no man change Rubia. Bank of Ghana say Bureau for Obian Funny Forex how they sell or buy a foreign currency. No, they should hide it. On say in Brevia I catch say every single day Bank of Ghana update Ghanaians the dollar rate on the market, almost Bank of Ghana rate and the market rate. Mumusa will say Adentina Bank of Ghana ejai. As we speak tonight, Bawumia at the end of the day, the dollar is at 16. $1 is to 16 Ghana cedis, 16. Me say yeti Ghana, Bawumia Jimino Hokoba, air concert back and forth in Yinano. The dollar today is at 16. Where on earth Anyway, what is a Bank of Ghana ma warning say, member an independent forest bureau operator and to me and show the ni rates no. Now how is he going to do business? Because normally when people are walking on the street and they have dollars or euro or pounds they want to change, they are looking at forest bureaus and the amount, the rate, how they buy it or sell it. That is the only way. So if I open my shop, nasa obi twem, nasa oteki a picture of my shop, and yet me rate, nasa go to social media. How can I stop that? How can a forex bureau stop the obi will try the picture? Because if even somebody enters your shop and you have the rate on a screen, that person can still take a picture and go put on social media. So for the Bank of Ghana to come out to say, what we forex bureau be able to display with numbers and now rates buying or selling on social media no what umbrano Addison ni stroke mind ni nyejuma or bodam. And me busa mo say, when was the last time you saw the Bank of Ghana put out the dollar rate or the exchange rate? They have stopped. But a few months ago, when they started their gold for oil, to gold or Ghana, and they were cooking fake numbers for us, no? They were telling us, this is the Bank of Ghana rate, this is the public rate. But today, when you go on their site, they are not putting out Bank of Ghana rate again. Because the reality is that the Bank of Ghana rate, it needs to cross 1650. The dollar, as we speak, it has crossed 1630. Yes. When you go on the market, Yakubu is selling it close to 17, a dollar close to 17 Ghana cedis. You still sit in Ghana and tell me it's a problem. You a problem, but you see the repercussions. Before dollar drops from 16 to 15, how much work a nation needs to put in before you can drop a dollar from 16 to 15 now. You need dollar reserves, crazy amount of dollars back. And how do you make back dollars? You have to be doing what? You have to cut down your importation. You have to make sure your revenue authority, they are generating income, a lot of revenue. You have to make sure you are cutting down on expenditure. Fiscal discipline. You have to make sure a lot of things are in place to save you money. Now, our expenditure and the rate at which we spend as a nation, we have not put anything in place to cut down expenditure, to cut down on importing goods and services. We are not ready to put some serious measures in place to stop the dollar from slowing down. Into what we are seeing today is that Ghana, our economy has choked. Now, the dollar or the economy is on a free fall. What is happening is the things to put in place to stop the dollar from free falling or going down so steep, we are not able to put any mechanism in place to even slow down the depreciation of the cedi. So what is happening is that every single day the cedi keeps going down. It keeps going down because one, it is when you do business and make revenue or make for dollars, that is when your cedi will also start doing or picking up. Now this is a situation whereby we keep putting money out. We are not being able to put any measures in place to stop the steep fall of the cedi. It is Obi Kachira will say, and recently I heard John Mahama say, there should be an immediate policy or strategy to stop the sharp decline of the cedi or the sharp depreciation of the cedi. And as we speak today, the person who is still in government, who is part of the government, who is the head of the economic management team, the person who says he knows economics and that's why he came into politics, till date, he has not given us practical solutions to the problems we are going through today. And I'm talking about Abozeke Bawumia. At this point, Mahamudu Bawumia is not supposed to speak about anything. He's not supposed to talk about anything. He's not supposed to create anything. The only job for Bawumia is one: stop the cedi from depreciating. That's all. Nobody needs any philosophy, program, symposia, and articulation or bullshit from Bawumia. The only thing we need from Mahamudu Bawumia is that put your magic in for the cedi to drop all the way back to 7 or 5. So Mahamudu Bawumia refusing to even speak on the depreciation of the cedi, it should tell you clearly, say, the guy is not matured enough to be handed over a whole country again. If Bawumia wanted to prove himself, and he's responsible, he should be working hard to stop the cedi from going down the drain. But surprisingly, Mahmoud Bawumia, who touted himself as the economic whiz kid, he has moved away from that conversation. And what is he talking about? He's fooling himself all over the place. That give me a steer, let me be your driver. The question here is, come and take your driving tests. Because after taking the driving test, that is when we will see, say, you deserve to have the steer or not. And the driving test is only one. There's only one driving test left for Bawumia to pass. Bring the Cedi back. Bring the dollar back to 3. That is what we want you to do. Now, there is a test that you need to pass. It's just one single test. You have not been able to pass that test. You are foolishly walking around and telling Ghanaians that even though you are failing, we should still give you the opportunity to lead. Who on earth? Nipa Ben and Ajini Juma, he will take you serious. Now, over the weekend, Metese Mahmoud Bawumia was speaking. And the funny thing is, Mahmoud Bawumia made some very appalling statements. And I mentioned some of the statements Bawumia made. Mahama created unemployment with Dumso. We are creating more jobs. What does it mean? We just want to know, what does this statement mean? When you say Mahama created unemployment with Dumso, we are creating jobs. What does it mean? Does the two statements even make sense? Mahama de no bobo, yede bentu yade tia. How does, and it's all kind of say Mahama de no pe bobo pa or bobo na me de bentu ya na bitu ma no. Like these two statements, how did they correlate? How did they, if Mahama created unemployment with Dumso, we are creating more jobs. How are you creating the jobs? Where are the jobs? Who are you creating the jobs for? So if Mahama created unemployment with Dumso and you are creating jobs, how are you creating the jobs? And then Ghana for said, politicians will come and make vague statements. Don't let them walk away. And that is what we have sat with. We allowed Bawumia to get away with. Anytime they come, I'll create jobs. I'll make Ghana better. I'll construct roads. Those are vague statements. They are not statements that can change the destiny of a nation. When Bawumia stands before you and say, I'll create jobs, ask him, or when he says, I have created jobs, ask him, how have you created the jobs? How has it impacted the people? Has it changed lives? Practically tell me, because any fool can mount a stage and say, I'll create jobs, make me president, and we can make him president. Any idiot can just walk to any studio and sit there and say, I can be president of Ghana. Any fool can say he can be president of Ghana. At the end of the day, tell me what you can do beyond just saying that you can create jobs or saying you are creating more. What have you even created before now telling us you are creating more? Which ones did you create? For 8 good years, where are the jobs you created? You are supposed to tell us the ones you have created, how much you have created, and the new ones you are creating. Because as we speak tonight in Ghana, there's Dumso. People's Company are folding up. And you see, over the weekend, Mahama ko event, Bawumia, so I think he was on Zoom, fooling himself. And I want to say this to the respective CEOs who were at this event. In fact, Bawumia also made another statement at that event, and this is what he said. Or say, we have built more railways, more airports, more public libraries, more classrooms, more hospitals, and built more courts than any other government in the Fourth Republic. You see, these are the things sometimes we let politicians get away with. So you're Ghana in our Shemia. Mahamudu Bawumia, railway sen wa building. Bawumia hospital sen wa building. Bawumia air classroom sen wa building. You see, they make this vague statement and we foolishly allow these people to walk. Mahamudu Bawumia himself, Omwankasa tracker now, almost the tracker area, project, he has refused to speak on the tracker because the tracker itself is tracking them. At the end of the day, tracker on the buyer, we got to know, say, about 70 to 80 of the project in their own tracker was a stolen project from the NDC. Now, I want to go back to the CEO summit, Bawumia Ekasa, and these are some of the nonsense he spoke on. The CEOs who were at this event, listening to Bawumia, the CEOs who, at the end of the day, know how your businesses are doing, how they were doing before Bawumia came to power, and how they are doing now. So we are CEO, or you are one of the CEOs who attended that event, and you want to tell me Mahamudu Bawumia said something that gives you the hope to at the end of the day tell anybody to vote for Bawumia, then you don't deserve to wear suit to sit there as a CEO. Then with all due respect, you're a fool. Say, we are CEO, now say, Oko, sa event be. Now, tie de John Mahama Kaye. Now, tie Mahamudu Bawumia, who is the current vice president, the head of the economic management team, the vice president who is supposed to be in Ghana and managing and making sure the dollar does not cross 17. If you went to that event that day and heard what Bawumia said on that screen, and at the end of the day, you are still sitting and asking yourself, say, should Bawumia or, Bawumia made sense, then it means you are not even qualified to be a CEO now. Because you are living in a situation where the person who created this uncomfortable situation, making sure your companies are basically losing money, thinking of even leaving the country, that person is on the screen telling you that, you know what, everything is fine. Whilst you know how much you are losing, whilst you know that in the next year or two, if you don't take care and some drastic decisions are not taken, you might lose your company completely. If you sit there to tell me that Bawumia spoke and so you are thinking about it, then you, that person, with all due respect, you are foolish. You don't even deserve to call yourself a CEO, because every CEO at this point should know where their company is heading. Every single CEO in Ghana should know. Because at least you can compare your books from 2014, 13, 14, 15, 16. And then compare your books from 2020, 16 to 2024. Whether you are making progress or not, at the end of the day, you, the CEO, will know who is lying to you. Because God being so good, the person who is called John Mahama has been president before, and under him, you were operating as a company. And God being so good, Bawumia as the vice president and the head of the economic management team and wanting to be president, under his leadership, you have seen where your company is now. So why are you today as a CEO sitting there and listening to chaff from somebody who presently is destroying what you have built over the years? That's what I was saying. Say, if you're a CEO and you went to this event, and when Bawumia was speaking, you were paying attention to what Bawumia said, then your company, your workers, whoever is working with you should be reconsidering your intelligence. It means you as a leader, you don't even understand why you are the CEO. Then it means you are just there wasting people's time as the chief executive officer of a company. So majority of you CEOs, with all due respect to you, nobody's supposed to mount stage. Nobody's supposed to debate. You see, I keep saying that debate in Ghana politics, and then I say a politics, I bedruha. PhDs, doctorates, degree holders, titles, and then I say Ghana politics. We have lost focus. We have lost that focus of asking people, looking at their track record, going back to listen to what they have done or said, or looking at what they have done and comparing it to what they have been able to achieve. That is the only way you can access a politician. Before Nana Addo Dankwa Akufo-Addo started his presidency campaign, or wanted to be president campaign, from 2008, some people in the NPP told Ghanaians, take your time and look at this guy. Go back and check his track record. His own friend Kofi Kumsin told Ghanaians that if you make a mistake and make a Akufo-Addo president, then it means you guys are foolish. You don't really know what you want. Because if I come to Ghana, Ghana for some president, all that you need to do quickly is to go into my past and look at my past record. What I have been able to do. Have I been able to impress? The work I was given, was I able to prove to Ghanaians that I'm not temperamental, that the work I was doing, I was able to deliver, that I never failed, that I was not somebody who used fake certificates to get this opportunity? So when you look at all these things, that is how you can end up that this person, at the end of the day, we can trust. From 2008, nobody questioned Akufo-Addo's credibility and his records. When Akufo-Addo brought Bawumia in, nobody questioned Bawumia's past records. Bawumia had left this country. He went to Zimbabwe. He failed woefully. Oko good when he so Zimbabwe. Oko say economy no. Bawumia before Akufo-Addo ko pick no. Ejuma na wa ye I say ended the ejuma El Bank of Ghana. And Bawumia had not taken up any leadership role. And I'm talking about political leadership. There's a difference between playing a leadership role and playing a political leadership role. There are two different things. And until you or a great pastor, but on a great politician. Obuha or a great doctor or a great politician. Obuha or a great MP or to mean a great leader or a president. So there are differences between leadership. At the end of the day, when you are not able to separate who can lead politically and who can lead as a corporate leader, then you will basically get it wrong. And there are so many people who are leaders leading multi-billion-dollar companies, but they cannot be good presidents. The reason is simple. Governing a nation and being the leader of a nation, you have to be somebody who is versatile. You are good on the street and you are good on the books. Bawumia is basically a chew and pour robot. Nana Addo Dankwa Akufo-Addo is a fake lawyer. Nana Addo Dankwa Akufo-Addo, he used his father's record to get into Ghana politics. Even as an MP, Akufo-Addo in his own hometown or constituency could not deliver. His own father lost his own MPship, his own hometown seat. So you could see continuously they have always been talkatives, but when it comes to leadership as a president, they have never had that quality. And it is manifesting today in Ghana. People, when Akufo-Addo was a minister, was a cabinet minister, people thought to say he was what? He was ripe to be a president. There's a difference between being a president and being a leader. And Mahamudu Bawumia, for the past 8 years, who said Bawumia is always good as a reserve player. There are some people who are always good at the backstage. There are some people who are always clever when they are at the backstage. When you give them the front seat, they become foolish. And Bawumia is a typical example of a player, let's say Baruso, or a training grounds player. The moment you put the jersey on, it becomes a problem. And Mahamudu Bawumia continuously for 8 years has proven, because Ankobe Chester or a good player or a good leader who wants to be a good president, Bawumia should be able to bring this dollar down. Bawumia, because when John Dramani Mahama was Atamel's vice, what Mahama was in charge of was the economy. Basically, he was meeting the cabinet ministers when it came to the economic management. John Dramani Mahama was part. So you can go back and say, when Mahama was vice president, how was the dollar doing? Where was the dollar? You can now say that when he was vice president, he proved himself by keeping the dollar at a safe distance so that we as a nation could develop. Now, you cannot apply the same to Bawumia. Bawumia has been vice president. He picked the dollar from 3.8. Today, the dollar is at 16.30. So you can see the difference between the two. That's why we keep telling Ghanaians, and yes, so say, I want to be president, you make them president. Some people are good at behind the scenes. Some people are naturally good producers. They are good in organizing the show, putting their calls together, putting guests together. But those people are not automatically good hosts. So sometimes we need to get a distinction right. Bawumia to be a good president. Bawumia does not have the intelligence of being the president. Bawumia can always be an advisor to somebody who doesn't know what he's doing when it comes to economics. Bawumia cannot take decisions that can drastically change the destiny of this nation economically, because he has the opportunity now. He has been given 8 years opportunity to do that, and he has not been able to do it. He has failed. That is his first mandate. In the Sametesa Bawumia can say, give me the steer. The only exam Bawumia needs to write in his political career is to write an exam to prove that the dollar can drop to 4. But till date, Bawumia has avoided the most important question on the exam sheet. And that most important question is, can you bring the Cedi back to its normal stand? Why is the dollar at 16? Answer that question. Why can't you bring? So it's a simple one question that Bawumia needs to answer so that we move forward. That question is a default. You cannot skip that question, an elective question. You need to answer the question before you can be given a driver's license. So until Mahamudu Bawumia answers that question, why the dollar is at 16 and why isn't it at 4, then Bawumia should not come close to presidency. See this. Mangus and Gofo, Kevin, there are some people here. There are some people here, so forget them. We now see the most dangerous thing we are facing today as a nation. Mrs. All right, so my team, they are telling me to play this video, and this video is important. Majority of the time, you test our video, and sometimes we see, say, your man slide it, no, these are some of the records. There's a reason why Nana Addo Dankwa Akufo-Addo, he chose Mahamudu Bawumia as his running mate. And Akufo-Addo, on different occasions, explained to Ghanaians, say, there is a reason why I may panipa bebrehun akwayi Bawumia, because me Jimmy, I'm not an economist. Me nimsikasemu. Me a talkative, me a politician, me papa record a certificate. But you Ghanaians are suffering economically. You Ghanaians want somebody to come and think and change your situation economically. So the reason why I am coming with Bawumia is one. The reason is he is coming to change your life economically. Make sure the economy is doing well to bring the dollar down. So Bawumia was given only one assignment by Akufo-Addo and the NPP. Come and make sure the dollar does not cross 4. This is Nana Addo Dankwa Akufo-Addo stating emphatically why he chose Mahamudu Bawumia.
I don't see one year Gijana Yenya Ufaso. Kahubi. A Kahubi Tina Mikofa Bawumia. Some coming home. Yes, she say a sick as some no, a year Sikano, the moon yet to build. Let me be a Jumani Autosa Banana. Kahubi Tina Mikofa Bawumia. One year Gijana Yenya Ufaso. Sidi Naya Hata. I want him be any. I don't see one year Gijana Yenya Ufaso. Kahubi. A Kahubi Tina Mikofa Bawumia. Some coming home. Yes, she say a sick as some no, a year Sikano, the moon yet to build. A Kahubi Tina Mikofa Bawumia. Some coming home. Yes, she say a sick as some no, a year Sikano, the moon yet to build.
See, the reason why I talk of Mahamudu Bawumia and say one can talk of Bawumia by because free SHS. One can talk of Bawumia by say Kwine embassy schools. One can talk of Bawumia by can was a running mate to say embassy hospitals. One can talk of Bawumia by say Bawumia mra no me Ghana ho ban or see or kofa Bawumia be can ho e pass all the NPP economists or woman or say o nyina boy kofa Bawumia just to come and make sure the Cedi is strong. And one no. So today the Cedi is at 16. Now Bawumia catch us say, "You're my president." Abuja and say, "Adina Cedi was 16 now." Oh, catch him so the president. Where Jimmy? Are you foolish? Are you stupid? Or you see Ghana for say we are not intelligent enough to ask questions? You were given only one work, one job. Delele Put said he brought you because your Tiana MPP for catcher said, "Tell me Akufo-Addo kofa Bawumia no ni party card." Now, or your boy or Bank of Ghana party for cross sorry TIA. And so Nana Addo Dankwa Akufo-Addo catch up say Bawumia one assignment painting or offer Bawumia the number, even though on your MPP ni. Emma MPP for sorry TIA say etia party ni mra. Akwa ko fona ba we Jimmy ayenim. Or your mole bola ayenim. Ebia our head shaking syndrome ayenim. Ebia kwa odi be oya gove inside out ayenim. So why don't you sit back and look in the NPP and select? There are people who are good economists ayenim omo ne ko for 7 year. Why don't you pick one of them or say there is one job no person Bawumia beye. One assignment. And that assignment is to come and make sure the dollar does not break jail. And no. So it is not about free SHS. It is not about NHIS. It is not about building schools. No. It is about making sure you suppress the dollar. When you suppress the dollar, you will be free enough to do all the rest. That is why and yentumi nye projects, yentumi hospital, yentumi nyensuo, yentumi mwanipa, yentumi manipa good healthcare because dollar no asay economy no. So solve the fundamental. And the fundamental is to keep the dollar at bay. Don't let the dollar come close. Today the dollar is at 16.30. Bawumia is still foolishly walking around Ghana and telling Ghana for say, yes, make me president. Write that assignment and submit it. Go and answer that question. Bring the dollar back. It's a simple question. Why is the dollar at 16? We need the dollar at what? 4. Bring it back to the 4. Go and do this assignment, and that's all. So why should anybody even entertain? That's what I was telling the CEOs. You, the CEOs who are sitting there, respective CEOs, without due respect, If you're a CEO and you were listening to Bawumia and thinking he was making sense, then with all due respect, you are foolish. You are not supposed to lead any multi-million-dollar company, because you are basically telling yourself this guy should come and finish you off. Check your status before, check your books before, check where you were before, check your financial status before, and then check it today. And then ask yourself, is that clown sitting on that TV fooling himself can change anything for you? He will destroy everything for you. So the CEOs were not even supposed to allow Bawumia to speak until Bawumia solves the one simple assignment, that one simple question. Any atete Ghana ni ejimi ho, mama yebusa question. Nipa no ejimi, nipa need to be solve a problem no. Also mama yebusa question. Yebebusa. Now this is another one you need to know. We have time. You're about 20 minutes.
Story OTCC no. A platform my friend PENDREAM TV and I uti story no na o feedback we here and story awati no any story be our platform no so be awati a opese o my feedback no fafa WhatsApp message or WhatsApp number 0277128777 na yebebo e wo PENDREAM FM Ghana for nyina ati won ka
Debi kama amena PENDREAM TV ase na so far so good say open online portal e wo Ghana nipa share nipa follow nipa comment here to my best of knowledge without any biases PENDREAM TV